Hello and welcome. My name is Olga. I am Advanced Fast 50 practitioner and relationships coach. And in this video, I wanted to address something that came up in one of the sessions with my amazing clients, and that is how to get through a breakup with less stress and more ease. So I'm recording this video in the time when we are under quarantine and there's pandemic going on, and I can only imagine how much harder it is to get through something like this in this difficult crisis time. So my hope is such as this video will be helpful for you to give you some emotional tools and some practical tools to deal with something like this if it came up in your life. Now, a couple of caveats. This particular experience that I'm sharing with you and the steps that we took with my clients had to do with the circumstances where they were not living in the same household, and it's something that she was like 100% sure that she want to break up with this person. Now, what she wasn't sure about is how to do it in a mindful, kind, and thoughtful way to where it doesn't backfire. And so I wanted to share this with you because a few days after the session, she sent me an email and says, "Oh my gosh, Olga, he actually took it really well and it was a peaceful and respectful experience." And this is precisely what I wanted to share this with my community. So you have these tools if you are facing something like this in your life. Now, first of all, breakups are never easy, right? So if you are handling breakup, whether you just knew somebody for a few days or a few weeks, or you've been together for a long time, it's just never easy. Let's just, address the pink elephant in the room, right? But there are ways to simplify the process, and there are ways to part in more mindful, conscious, and respectful way. And this is precisely what this video is about. So let's begin. So the first thing that I wanted to recommend you guys is to clean up your side of the road. So when you entering the space to where you need to have this conversation and say, this relationship has run its course and it's over, what things coming up for you? Like, honestly, just answer this question for yourself. Do you still have some hurts, or do you still have some blame, or do you still have some things that you haven't processed, right? And resentment toward this person, because that will show up in that conversation and that might backfire. And so be very, very mindful what things that you still need to address and release in your part of the story before you address this one with somebody. Now, tapping is a great tool to process it and release it. If you are not familiar with tapping, it's super simple. We'll do a round at the end. And it's something that you also don't want to carry into the relationships, right? In the future relationships. Finally, if you don't really address it, if you don't really heal it and go a little bit deeper with this step of cleaning your side of the road, a couple of things might happen. Thing number one, people go back and forth, right? People break up and then they get together, break up and then they get together. And this is just a nightmare, not a healthy relationship. And it's just definitely not good for your well-being. The second thing that happens is that people start feeling guilt and they are wondering what else can be done, right? So they go back in their mind and they torturing themselves that the breakup was premature, or they should have done something, or they should have said something. So if you go inside and honestly answer this question, do I hold anything against him right now? And you tap on it and you clear it, then the whole process is going to be much, much easier. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is really visualizing a good outcome, both during the conversation that you have and as a result of this decision for both of you. So in other words, can you see yourself happy past this relationship? Can you see yourself being with someone who wants what you want, right? Versus settling for something that is right here, right now. And this is a bigger question. Can you see him being happy too? And if not, this is a great exercise to practice, right? So visualize both of you finding a good partner for each of you to where you're with someone you deserve and he's with someone he deserves, right? Because the reason you are where you are right now, if you're thinking of a breakup, is that you are not on the same level of consciousness. You are no longer aligned, and both of you deserve to be with someone who is on your level of consciousness. In other words, to be with someone who wants what you want. Yes? Okay, so the third thing that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, is practicing this. And this is exactly what we did with the client. I asked her to tell me things that are coming up for her and how would she have this conversation with that man that she wanted to let him know that this relationship is over. And we really structured it in a way to where it comes up mindfully, to where she showed up the way how she would want to show up in any relationships, and most importantly, to where she treated them the way she would want to be treated. I'm gonna say it again. So structure your breakup, structure this conversation the way how you would want to be treated. Now, as I'm saying those things out loud, what some of you might be thinking, well, do I really have to tell them? Do I really have to have this conversation? So this is my 2 cents for that question, right? This is my word of advice. Yes, please do have this conversation. And if you're afraid to have this conversation, if you think that he will never get it, or he'll lash out, or he'll just get upset, that's another reason to have this conversation, because you want to practice how to have difficult conversation in your intimate relationship. Yeah? You want to practice how to say those things that are difficult to talk about, because it's really not about things that are happening right now, but it's about your skill on how to say things that are difficult to talk about, right? And so when you do this, I actually recommend that you get somebody who's mindful and conscious, whether it's your Fast Shift 2 practitioner or your coach or a friend who, can really lift you up, and sit down and have this conversation. Say things that you need to say and hear him responding back. And get this, structure it the way that you want it to go. So really visualize. So for example, if you are afraid that he'll say, well, why do you do this? Or like, I need more reasons why you do this. Can you explain? Then say something, it didn't work for us, or this relationship has run its course, or I'm so grateful for you being in your life, but we've done everything we can and it's just not working. Thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you for showing up and giving me what I needed to give, and it's okay to let it go, right? Now, when you practice it, so bonus tip number 4, schedule it on your calendar and go through this. Seriously, have this conversation. It's not for him, it's for you to practice saying those things. It's a very mature thing to do. It's a very adult thing to do. So if you've been looking for conscious, mature relationship, this is your opportunity to start creating one. I know it doesn't sound right to create from the breakup, but nonetheless, it's you practice saying things that are difficult and doing it with much love and compassion and kindness, to where it's for everybody's best and highest good. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, fantastic. Well, I hope you found it helpful. Let's go ahead and do some tapping. And again, if you're not familiar with tapping, it's a really wonderful tool. Essentially what it does, it helps you clean all those yucky energies that gets on the way for making good decisions, right? That hold us back in the stuck patterns. And so we'll do just a very general, very quick round of tapping. So what you want to do is use the side of your hand. This is karate chop point, and we'll just do the classic round today. Ready? So actually, before we start tapping, notice what's coming up for you if you're in that place. If you're in a place that you are ready to go with this decision and you would like to have this conversation and you want to have it as respectful and as peaceful as possible. But maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, he did this and that, right? Or, oh my gosh, he'll, really will be upset, or will get angry, or he'll start fighting with me. So notice those things. And as you do, just take a deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out. And let's clean it up. So tap on the side of the head, repeat after me. Even though I'm afraid to talk about this, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though he's gonna get angry, he will not understand, and he will be upset, I love and accept myself anyways. Even though I'm not sure I'm ready for this, and there's lots of fear and worries and all other things coming up, I know deep down inside, it's my time to declutter my life from relationships that no longer serve me, and it's safe to let it go. I release and let it go. All the worries, all the hurts, the resentment, the blame, and everything else. I'm worthy and deserving of being in great relationships. I'm worthy and deserving to be with somebody who respect, appreciate, and love me the way that I deserve to be loved. For me to create this relationship, I want to learn how to say no. And I want to learn how to say no in a mindful and kind way. This is my opportunity to do so. And it's actually a gift for him, a gift of clarity, a gift of clear communication, and a gift of a closure. I want to practice how to speak up my mind. I want to learn how to talk my truth with ease and grace, with love, compassion, and understanding. I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive. And I give myself permission to move forward. It's safe for me to let it go. Wonderful. Finish tapping, go ahead and grab your wrist, a deep breath. And breathe out. And say the word peace. So this simple tapping round, do it as many times as necessary. If you feel that, emotions coming up, or you start getting nervous. And here's the truth, guys. Breakups are not easy. I know I said it at the beginning, I'm gonna say it again. And you still will feel butterflies in your stomach. But if you're in a place where you know it's the right decision, you're actually going to feel good looking backward on how you've done that. So I inspire you to go through with whatever decision you made and reach out to me, let me know how it went. If you need help with getting rid of some of these emotions or working through that conversation about breakup, please reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you. I do have a special going on right now, so you can message me on Facebook or you can send me an email at olga@mastertheartofchange.com, and I'll be happy to share with you about that. Rather than that, I'm wishing you all the best wherever you are in the world. Keep on tapping, and I'll see you next week.